I actually think one of the most important things in any sale process or buying and selling of anything, be it service or product, I've come to realize it's positioning. Positioning is the most important thing, and for you to master positioning, you also have to think about your strength as a business or as an individual. Yesterday, while listening to Brian Tracy, he said something that stuck with me. He said that if you don't have a competitive advantage, do not compete. What does this mean? It therefore means that as a business or as an individual, you must have a strength. You must have something that sets you aside. For instance, if you're thinking about business, let's say you're going to sell to a prospect or a buyer, there are already so many other products or services which are offering similar solutions to what you have yourself. So, for instance, if you are in a printing business or if you're an hotel, you're in the hospitality business, there are so many businesses competing for the same type of client. So, what is going to differentiate you in the market is what we call your competitive advantage. In other words, what is the customer going to know you with, or what does the customer find you to be superior on? Because trust me, customers are going to make decisions based on that which they think is superior. So, when presented with three or let's say two or four products or services, the customer is going to pick that which he or she thinks is superior. And by the way, being superior is about perception. But in order for you to nail that perception, you must have something about your product or your service that you're going to use, right, to nail that perception and to make the client know that your product or your service is superior in a certain way. So, how do you nail this thing or how do you go about it? It first of all goes back to how the business was started. If you are in a business, how did you start the business? For whom did you start the business? You must have undergone the process of thinking about your customer when you are starting the business. And this is a very important detail that so many people sometimes miss when they're starting a business. Most people start businesses by looking at what other people are doing and then they get into that business. Well, sometimes it's not bad because you can also copy something that is working and then you also do it yourself and then it becomes successful. But that is not a guarantee that you're going to be very successful because if times change and things change and the people you copied also change, will you know what they're doing differently right now? Well, you could still copy. But the best way to start a business is that you must think about the customer that